Hello, this morning we're here with Master Gardener Jackie Smith. We're doing a video for the Green River Area Master Gardeners Association, and we're going to do a little bit of a talk off and on, if the bees cooperate, about beekeeping. And we thought that beekeeping is a really interesting activity and hobby, but there's a whole lot more to it as I'm learning. Just learning my outfit, how to get my gloves on, how to get my beekeeping attire on, and understanding that bees like black. So the black shirt I have on under here certainly needed to be hidden. Don't like black. The bees do not like black. Okay? So today we want to find out a little bit about beekeeping. And one of my first questions to Jackie was, how did she get started in beekeeping? So we're going to have her talk to us a little bit about that to get going.
At one time, I always saw tons of bees in the yard, and my grandparents had a huge garden, and of course there was no problem with pollination. Over the last few years, I noticed that I didn't see any bees, and my son had started bees, so I wanted some bees in order to pollinate the garden. And that's been about 3 years ago. And so he gave me a strong box of bees and a weaker box of bees. And I lost, because I didn't know how to take care of the weaker box, I lost them. So it's been a learning process. I wasn't ready for bees because I didn't know what I was doing, so I learned along the way. But that's how I got started with bees.
So today we're here, you just have one bee box here, but you have other bee boxes here at your location, at your house. Is that right?
That's true.
Is there a certain distance you have to have between your bee boxes?
If you just have two that you can put them right next to each other, if you had three and they were all pointing in the same direction, the bees would leave the middle one and go to the outside.
So there is some kind of method to where you place the bee boxes.
Turn certain things and get them to go back home.
And what's the total number of bee boxes that you have?
I've got 2 right now. I would like to have a lot more.
Okay. How expensive is it to have a bee box?
If you were just starting out trying to get all of your equipment, if you wanted a bee suit, you notice I don't have one on.
Yeah, thanks for warning me this one.
You're welcome. Because Dan wouldn't touch this if he didn't have a bee suit, which is why we got a bee suit. But we got this from, and a lot of equipment from one of the other master gardeners who had gotten rid of his bees. So the bee suit was in that process. So,
but if you started from scratch and didn't have anything and you bought it all brand new, about how much money would it take you to have?
You're talking $700 to $1,000.
Whew. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Louder.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing that we need to talk about is how many bees are actually in a bee box?
In the winter, you could probably have 40,000.
40,000 in the winter.
Yeah, and then that's because they don't have to feed as much. They kill all the drones. They throw them outside the box. The queen quits laying as much, and she can lay up to 1,000 eggs a day. So she slows down laying eggs, and then in the summer when they are trying to accumulate enough honey and stuff to make it through the winter, you can have up to 80 to 100,000 bees in a box.
80 to 100,000 bees in a box.
That tells you if you want to be a beekeeper or not. The first time you open it up and look at that many bees, you're going, holy cow.
Yeah, we're seeing the bees now kind of coming up a little bit.
We're not even down in the box.
No, we're not even in the box. Okay, I'll try not to get too scared here as we're talking about all these bees in the box. Okay. How long have you been involved with your beekeeping?
3 years.
3 years. And what have you learned in the process of finding out about bees?
Oh my gosh. Bees do what bees do. If nothing else, that's one thing that you learn. Bees do what bees do, and sometimes you can predict, and other times you don't have a clue. And my smoker is wanting to be glued together. There you go.
Most important item.
Most important item is your smoker and keeping it going.
Keeping the bees docile, is that the point of the smoker?
It helps. There's certain conditions that they get more active than other times. And windy, you never want to open a box when it's wet or rainy. Moisture kills bees. Cold doesn't kill bees, but moisture will kill bees. So
what about the humidity?
Nope.
Humidity's good?
They will come out to the front of the box and cool off, and they will actually cool the box with the wings. They'll get so that they make their own fan in order to keep it cool inside. And if it's really bad, you can always prop up the top a little bit.
How did you get all your information about bees?
There's a lot of amazing bee schools that take out through Kentucky, and like my very first one was in Ohio County, and they done a fabulous job. The president there is Chris Renfro, and he has a lot of knowledge on bees. And he taught that first class, and I learned a whole lot. And then even tomorrow is another bee school down there, even for beginners, and I'm going to go, and I will still learn stuff. So bee schools, and you can get on the Kentucky State Bee Association or one of the local beekeepers associations. Ohio County does a whole lot of instruction and teaching. And that's how I learned a whole lot. So, highly recommend that if you want to get started in bees, you start out with a bee school, and if you know somebody who has bees, to do with them.
Be a tag-along.
Be a tag-along and a helper for a little bit, so that you know that once you get in that box, if you're going to freak out or if you're going to be able to stay.
I know from talking to some other beekeepers that one of the things that you can do is a lot of reading. I mean, the public library has a lot of information, and our Davis County Extension Office has a lot of information. You can go there and find out by getting brochures and pamphlets and things about beekeeping. But I know there's also a lot of things, YouTube videos and information like that, where you have beekeepers who kind of share a little bit of their experience with techniques that have worked for them, and different types of equipment that they use.